Welcome, engineers. My name is Travis IQ, and today we're going to do an unboxing. We are going to unbox the new Ubiquiti G4 Doorbell camera. Yeah, these things are out of stock most places, but I have one, and we're going to install one, and then we're going to unbox it. We're going to unbox it and then install it. Right? As is always the case, Ubiquiti packaging, really nice and easy to work with. I'm a big fan. All right, let's pull this sucker apart, huh? Well fit. Ooh, very nice. Small form factor, about the size of my hand. Weight's pretty nice. I mean, it's aluminum, so you'd expect it to be pretty well weighted and good construction coming out of Ubiquiti, which it absolutely is. It's got the little screen on the bottom where you can talk to people. It's got the little doorbell and then the wide angle video lens. This is meant to be used with UniFi's Protect setup. So if you don't have a UniFi Protect setup already, then it's not going to integrate. Fortunately, I already have that set up in my house, so this integrates pretty well. I also use the RSTP feeds for many of the cameras that I have to pipe into a home automation solution like Home Assistant. Just things to think about. We'll talk about some of that setup at some point too. Pretty interesting stuff. So there's the camera, back mounting plate. Let's see, some instructions pop out. Yep, how to connect her up to the doorbell setup in your house, which we will use. A nice mounting plate with a leveler as well, self-leveler, so that's great. And then let's see what we have for alternate equipment, right? Oh, some mounting screws and whatnot. Here's their angled back plate. This is just a little plastic angling back plate. I don't think I'm going to need the angled back plate at the location in my home, but and the other connection utilities, chime utilities and whatnot. Next up, let's get this thing installed. So the first thing you're going to want to do is go into the breaker panel in your home and find the breaker that's associated with the chime and doorbell that you're trying to reinstall, right? This is not trivial, and it might take a minute and some fooling around. You'll see that my breaker panel is not particularly well described. I know it has some descriptions there, but it was actually not trivial for me to figure this out. And so we found that the third breaker down was the appropriate breaker to turn off, so we turned this thing off. If you're trying to find the breaker that your chime is associated with, generally there's going to be a transformer to downstep the voltage. And so what I've done here is I was messing around with the transformer that was associated with both the chime and the doorbell. So again, a couple of different ways to do this. I found both the transformer and figured out what breaker it was in the box. But realistically, you just have to turn the breaker off. You don't really have to mess around with the transformer. So now that the power's off, we can remove the previous doorbell. The previous doorbell in this case is a Ring video doorbell. You'll notice I'm having trouble getting the Ring video doorbell off. This is a result of the screw underneath. Once you get that screw off, the faceplate will come right off. Now there's two long threaded screws into the door jamb. The screws are actually a little bit longer thread as a result of a wooden block behind the Ring video doorbell, trying to give the camera a little bit more visibility because these wide angle cameras don't do well in those corners like that. This is going to take a little bit of extra time because of the threading, the screw threads. Once we get these things out, we can pull the doorbell off, and you'll notice it has both the positive and the negative connectors on the back of this doorbell, just like you'll have on the Ubiquiti doorbell as well. Now that we have our original doorbell off, we can get to setting up our Ubiquiti doorbell by attaching the mounting bracket. First of all, the screws are not self-threading that are provided by Ubiquiti, so it means we have to thread them. I used a self-threading screw here to get that hole started. Now that we've got the top mount screw in, we can screw in the bottom mount screw and make sure that everything's level. Once we're level, we can finalize the screw sets and make sure that everything's good and tight so we can go ahead and put our Ubiquiti doorbell on. So we first prep the wires by cutting back excess wire to make sure it will fit inside the wall when the new doorbell is mounted. I'm also realizing the small bore hole that I have behind my doorbell won't fit the wire clips provided by Ubiquiti, so I simply connected the positive and negative directly to the metal screws on the back of the doorbell. And then to mount the doorbell, you'll probably need to fiddle with the wires because the Ubiquiti G4 Doorbell mounts so flush there really isn't much room for anything between the doorbell and the door jamb. And finally, the doorbell slides on top first and then the bottom clicks into place. It's a really smooth mechanism. Finally, if you have a chime, you'll need to connect the Ubiquiti wireless chime controller. It gets connected in line with the positive and negative leads, so you'll need to pull these out of the chime, connect them to the clamps on the wireless chimer, and then proceed to connect the two leads from the wireless chimer to the screws you pulled the red and white wires off of originally. Last but not least, you'll need to turn the power back on and set the camera up in the UniFi Protect software. If you already have a UniFi Protect system, this should be relatively intuitive. And then the only thing left to do is ring the doorbell and maybe drive your dog a little bit nuts. And as is always the case, engineer, break stuff, and have fun.